Three, two, one. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Night. And I am your host, the Retro Nerd, and this time around we are playing Fatal Frame 3, the Tormented for the PlayStation 2. Even though I'm playing it on the PS3. So, let's get into it. So, Fatal Frame 3, the game takes place 2 months after the events of Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly, introducing all the new characters as well as a new haunted location. They also mentioned the first game as well, because when you start out in the game, you're actually in the Lost Village from the first game. So there's that. Alright, so the plot is 23-year-old freelance photographer Ray has been mourning the death of her fiancé Yu after a car accident caused by Ray's reckless driving. About 2 months after his death, while on assignment for the derelict Ku's mansion, Ray discovers her image on one of the photos she had taken.
Should we get going?
Not her image. Wow, that's terrible. Ray discovers actually Yu's image on a photograph that she's taken. There's actually a part, you'll actually see it in the game, where she takes a photo and she sees Ray, and then she like goes and follows him and enters into this another dimension thing. Alright, shortly after, she begins having recurring nightmares of an old Japanese manor house, the Manor of Sleep, during a heavy snowfall where she is touched by a tattooed ghost. Upon waking, Ray notices a mysterious bruise on her body where the ghost had touched her. This mark spreads each time she dreams about the manor. So pretty much this game is taking place in the dream world. So the tattoo lady, or the tattoo ghost, is essentially Freddy Krueger. If you notice in Freddy Krueger movies, you know, when he attacks you, let's say he just slashes your arm, not badly or anything like that, but when you wake up, you have that slash. So essentially, they took the premise of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and they're like, let's do this for Fatal Frame. So we have the tattoo ghost. So the tattoo ghost, when you'll notice also, because I have that in the video, that the tattoo ghost touches Ray on her right shoulder, and a bruise starts to appear when she wakes up. So it's essentially Nightmare on Elm Street, essentially, but with ghosts. So it's actually a pretty cool idea for this game, considering the other two were just like, hey, go to this haunted village, and there you go. So this one takes place in a different sort of the dream world, essentially. Like they said, every time Ray dreams about the manor, more and more times that the tattoo girl touches her, she gets corrupted, essentially, because you also see in another clip where Ray is being held down and all these ghosts are about to put stakes into her hands and her legs, sort of Jesus style. Not in a crucifixion, but essentially how they nailed him to the crucifix with, you know, putting stakes in his hands and his feet. So yeah, but if during that cutscene you actually notice purple stuff spreading through her body, that's actually from the tattooed ghost lady. Every time she touches you, that's what spreads, is that purple bruise kind of thing. So now for gameplay, pretty much is all the same thing. The only difference is, instead of chapters, this game is going by hours. So you got hour 1, hour 2, blah blah blah. They're split between night and day scenarios. Pretty much you still have all the same mechanics, you know. For the camera obscura, just take a picture of the ghost, you know, let the meter fill up, and you get like the stylized shots that do more damage. You got the different types of films. pretty much the only thing different is just the fact that this one is actually a sequel to the second one, because the second one was not a sequel to the first one. It is by number, but not by story. They even say that the first one does not connect to the second one, but the weird thing is the third one connects to the first and second one, which is kind of weird. But yeah, that's pretty much. Apparently, you have you have two endings to the game. You have a normal ending, and then you have the photograph ending. Oh, that's cool. So you got two possibility endings on this game as well. I want to see what the criteria is so I can tell you guys. Let's see. Looks like just survive. Okay, so the photograph ending is achieved by finishing an optional side quest only available on the second playthrough of the game. Okay, so to get the photograph ending, which is probably like the true ending, you have to go through a second playthrough, and there's an optional side quest. Okay. Okay, so normal ending is probably just beat the game in normal and just beat it and survive. So beat it in normal ending, and then the photograph ending. Sorry, I keep on saying photographer because Bray is a photographer. Just do that optional side quest. It doesn't say what the optional side quest is, so. But yeah, you just do an optional side quest on your second playthrough, probably on normal mode as well.
Are you okay?
Not unless you unlock a hard mode. That doesn't say anything about unlocking a hard mode. So yeah, so that's how you do it. But other than that, there's not much difference between the three games I've already reviewed for gameplay wise. Still all the same thing: third-person game, use the camera to kill the ghost, blah blah blah. Other than that, there's more, probably puzzles and stuff that you have to solve, just like all the other games. The only difference is the stories for each one. This one actually being a direct sequel to Fatal Frame 2, because it takes two months after. It takes place 2 months after the event. So yeah, nothing else. I still think I've played all three Fatal Frames, and I actually want to go back and start playing them. Not for the channel. I've already said I wanted to play them for the channel, but then decided I didn't, and I was just going to do them for retro nights. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and play them in my spare time. So yeah, I will enjoy those games, and I enjoyed about the 30 minutes I played of this game. So awesome game. I recommend picking it up. Anyways, guys, I've been the Retro Nerd. This has been an episode of Retro Night, and we were playing Fatal Frame 3: The Tormented. Retro Nerd out.
Don't kill Daddy.
Survive because I wanted to. I had no choice. If I had just had more use, then I would have kept. I didn't survive because I wanted to. I had no choice. So if I had died with everyone else, yes, if I had died with everyone else, then I would.
Are you all right?
That would. Let me sleep forever.
Ray? Is everything okay? I heard you cry out. I was worried. You've been having so many nightmares lately.
What? I'm fine.
But
I just had a bad dream.
Ray, may I help you with something?
Oh, I just wanted to ask you. You